Hi guys, it's your girl Cassandra back with another video. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you're not, then welcome back. So first thing first, you already know the drill. We're gonna go ahead and do the post notification shout out. Shout out today is going to this person right here or right here. Thank you so much for watching all my videos and for leaving your wonderful comments in the comment section down below. If you want to get a shout out like them, all you have to do is first subscribe to my channel, like this video, and make sure your post notification bell is on. And lastly, leave a comment down below. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons on becoming an LPN or an RN. First of all, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you are either in the nursing field or you're thinking about going to school, or maybe you are in nursing school, whether LPN or RN. You have somebody that you know that is in the nursing field. So should you become an LPN? Should you become an RN? There is a lot of RNs, that talks down on LPNs. Even my own teacher, she used to be an RN for 7 years, and she told us, you're not nurses, RNs or nurses, it's a lot that goes into it, which I don't totally agree with her. I do not actually. Let's not get into that. Let's talk about the pros and cons about each one of them, the LPN and the RN. Well, at least in my point of view. So I know that you usually hear people that says, I have good news and I have bad news. So which one do you want first? But since you guys cannot tell me, right now, live what you want first, I'm gonna choose for y'all. We're gonna go with the bad news first. We're gonna go with the cons first. And in the meantime, you can grab you a snack and talk to me in the comment section. What do you think? LPN, LVN, RN? Like, what do you think about that? So first, I'm gonna start with the cons of being an LPN. Being an LPN, like I said, RN talks down on you. Other people, haters, talk down on you, saying that you're not nurses, which, like I said, I don't agree with. First of all, I think you can already tell where I stand on here. I am actually in nursing school to become an LPN. So I do not agree with that. So that's the first con. Second con of being an LPN is that there is a competition out there. So there is a competition from the RN and, between the RN and the LPN. Let's say if you're an LPN and you apply somewhere and the position states that they're looking for an RN, well, guess what? You don't stand a chance. Sorry to say that.
Sorry to this man.
Especially if you are an LPN with no experience. So you don't stand a chance. The RN is most definitely going to get the job. Even if the RN don't have any experience too, the RN is like a new grad, but because they have more education than you and they are an RN, they will get the job and not you. Another con of being an LPN is that RNs makes more money than you. Of course, that is actually obvious. It's only fair. They went to school, they further their education, they become an RN, so it's only fair that they make more money. Normally, it's only $5 more, but it depends. Again, I don't want anyone to be like arguing with me in the comment section. Well, where I'm from, pretty much $5, not really much. In Canada, in the province that I'm in, which is Quebec, RNs don't make that much. It's usually $5 more than LPNs. But they already pay pretty good here, especially in the medical field. Even, CNAs, they call them PABs here. Some of them are making $18, $20 an hour. You know what I mean? So you can only imagine what an LPN makes and what an RN makes. You know what I mean? So they, like I said, they pay pretty good. They pay more than the States. So again, it depends on the province that you live in, the states that you live in, even in the States. So everywhere pays different. Let's say there is COVID, patients there, they're making a lot of money. So another thing, if you are an LPN with a lot of experience, don't get me wrong, some LPNs are even making more than RN, but that's if you are an LPN with 5+ years of experience, of course, you're making more than a new grad RN. So a new grad RN is they're not gonna offer her $45, and some LPNs that's been working 5-10 years plus, plus their premium, they can easily make more than an RN. Third con is not being able to use your full scope of practice. So if you are in the medical field, if you are in the nursing field, you should know what it's called, a scope of practice. So scope of practice pretty much means what you can do, what you're allowed to do legally, and what you're not allowed to do. So as an LPN here, your scope of practice, you can take vital signs, you can take blood pressure, you can administer medications prescribed by the doctor, do wound care. As an LPN, of course, everything that you went to school for, that you've learned, you might not be able to use your full scope of practice, as much as you would want. You probably like a new LPN, you're excited, oh my God, yes, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. Unfortunately, you might not be able to do everything that you are capable of doing, because technically, legally, as an LPN, you're supposed to be working under the RN. Of course, you have to ask the nurse for permission, or you have to bring it to the nurse attention, which is the RN. So basically, a lot of things that you probably are capable of doing and is trained to do, but you're not gonna be able to do it because you are working directly under the RN, unless you work somewhere that you don't work with an RN, which is mostly, the private facilities, like a rehab center, a long care facility. Maybe you just the LPN on the floor. If you're not working with the RN directly, maybe, but if you are working in a hospital setting, most likely you are working with RNs and you're working under the RN. So you keep that in mind. You might not be able to use your full scope of practice. Less work for you anyways, so it's up to you. Last con I have of being an LPN is that the RN has more opportunities than you, the LPN, when it comes to job opportunities. Like I said, again, some places rather, just hire an RN that she's able to do a lot of things, just have one RN on the shift, then, hire an LPN, and then the LPN, legally there are some things that you're not allowed to do or you're not supposed to be doing. So now that we got the bad out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. What are the pros of becoming an LPN? LPN is shorter than RN. So like I said, depending on where you are, which country you are, US or Canada, state you are, province you are, it depends on how long the program is. So again, here I do know to become an LPN or LVN, it's roughly about 2 years. So again, you can find some school that it's shorter, like my school is 18 months. And in the States, becoming an LPN is only 1 year, 12 months. I mean, literally, for the money, the title, 1 year is nothing. You know what I mean? Here, 18 months, it's nothing. So, becoming an RN here, it's 3 years. It's 3 years. And in the States, I don't know how long it is, but I do know you can actually bridge from LPN to RN. So that's one pro of becoming an LPN. So second pro of becoming an LPN. LPN school is cheaper. And when I mean LPN school is cheaper, it is ridiculously cheaper than becoming an RN, especially again of where you are. In the States, education is way more expensive than here in Canada. I know someone personally that is going into an LPN school and she's paying $10,000 to becoming an LPN. That is, of course, if you are going to private school and all of that. So here in Canada, I am literally paying less than $1,000. And I am not joking, you guys, to become an LPN. And yes, the school is accredited and everything. So school is cheap, granted, but the LPN program compared to the RN program is cheaper. The third pro of becoming an LPN is that you get the experience both ways, school and work. And I'm gonna explain that. So as an LPN, you basically get to go to school for a shorter period of time and you're already becoming a practical nurse. So basically you can work and have experience and be making more money than an RN because you have experience. You know what I'm saying? Rather than someone that goes to school for 3-4 years to become an RN and they don't have no experience at all. So you can always go back to school to become an RN. You can always get a bridge program to bridge from LPN to RN. And it's gonna be so much easier for you because as an LPN, you already have the experience in school because now medical terminology is not new to you. Charting is not new to you. You know, communication, building therapeutic relationships, none of that is, you know, new to you. So nursing school is going to be a lot easier for an LPN than someone that just wake up one day and be like,
oh, I want to become an RN.
I guarantee you, the LPN is going to be doing much better in class than the random person that just go to school. I mean, obviously, people are smart. You know, some people, it's just going to be a slice of cake for them. But I can guarantee you, after I become an LPN, if I do decide to go for my RN, which is the goal, it's going to be much easier for me to just bridge from an LPN to an RN rather than just like go straight into the RN program, because I can already tell right now I'm learning about medical terminology, I'm charting, and I'm like,
damn, this is hard.
So I can only imagine myself going straight to the RN program, which is what I wanted to do. I'm kind of glad I did, because guess what? I have the opportunity to not only get the experience at school of becoming an LPN, and I'm going to be able to work and make pretty good money as an LPN while I'm furthering my education to become an RN. When I do become an RN, I'm not gonna be like those freshly graduate RN. I'm going to be worth a lot more because I'm gonna have like what, a year or 2 years, 3 years experience as an LPN, building my resume, because I'm already working as a practical nurse. And when I do go to school, school is not gonna be as much harder for me because I'm already working in the field, getting that experience. I feel like becoming an LPN before you become an RN is such a win-win. I mean, everywhere you look at it, it's a win. I mean, I know some people are like, oh, just go to school to become an RN, just get it over with. I get that, but sis, if you do decide to go to LPN route, to me, it's a win. Trust me, like either way you look at it, experience-wise, money-wise, school-wise, it's a win. You get more experience, you work in the field, you get more experience. When you become an RN, you make more money because you already have experience. Like, I can go on, like, trust me, it's not a bad decision at all. The last pro of becoming an LPN, which is, again, money, salary. As an LPN, like I said, you make pretty good money. So think about, there are a lot of young people that are like 18, 19, 20, and there are a lot of older people that are like in their 40s and their 50s and their 30s that are moms that actually decided, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school. They've been CNAs for years, or they just stay at home moms and they're like, you know what, let me do something with my life. Let me just go for my LPN. So think about, you are 18-year-old, you just fresh out of high school, you go to school for a year if you're in the States, or here for 18 months, and next thing you know, you're making $25 an hour. Again, it depends on where you work. That's pretty good money for someone that just fresh out of high school. And you have a license, you are respected, you work in a hospital setting or a nursing home, wherever you may work, you're making pretty good money, and you get premium if you work weekend, night shift, all of that. I don't even have to go to that. So the money is pretty good. Or if you're a single mom like me, you in your mid 20s or early 30s, whatever the case may be, you working, making $25 to $30 an hour as an LPN, that's pretty good money. And you didn't even have to go to school for 3 or 4 years, you know, to become an RN. So for a salary, for something that you just go to any vocational school and you study, you do 12, 18 months, 2 years, whatever, and then you study and you go take your test, take your exam with the board, you are pretty respected and you earn a pretty good salary. And like I said, as an LPN, the more you work, the more experience you have, the more you worth, the more they offer you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have a stable job, you have a license, you can go anywhere and get a job. Your job is secure because you went to school for it. You can work 3 days and be able to pay your bills, other than, other people working 5 days a week, a 9 to 5, and barely making enough. You know what I mean? As an LPN, you work in the medical field, you can choose your own schedule. You can work Monday through Friday, or you can work 3 days, you can work night shift, you can work day shift, and continue education. Of course, let's be real. When you are an LPN and you see how much money you're making, you're gonna want to go to school to get your RN so you can make more money. And I know a lot of people, that's how they started. They started as a CNA, they see how much money they're making, because I can make up to $21 an hour as a CNA right now, and I'm still continuing my education to become an LPN. So think about after I become an LPN and I see how much money I'm making, I'm like, oh, no. Let me get my RN. And mind you, I'm still going to be able to work and make more money. Salary wise, it's great to become an LPN. I don't see the reason why not to. I would encourage anyone, if you are in nursing school, do not give up. No matter how hard it is, it's totally worth it. It's a very rewarding job, and do not let anybody bash you if you choose the LPN route, or the RN route. We all here to help. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. Go ahead and subscribe for more videos like these, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.